The WildFit position, let me be very clear. If I really, really, really wanted to make a ton of money, like if it was all about money for me, we should sell supplements. Like I could sell supplements all day long. You can imagine we have all these clients coming out of WildFit. If I recommended a supplement to them, they would buy it. And there's tons of supplement companies out there. In fact, I was just approached by one of the biggest supplement companies in the world, and they want to do a joint venture with us. And I said, I'll do it with you, but I'm not going to recommend your supplements. In fact, many of your clients will stop using your supplements after doing our program. And they still are interested, by the way, which is odd. But so let me tell you the official WildFit position on supplements. First, it begins with the word supplement means in addition to, it does not mean replacement for. And unfortunately, most supplements these days are being sold as a replacement for something. One of the most shocking things I've seen in recent days, I'm not sure if you would have been aware of Dr. Spock. He was not the Vulcan one, the pediatrician. And for many years, he was advocating, you know, babies should have milk, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then one day he came out and he said, they should not have that. It is not right. And of course, the industry reacted really badly to him doing that. In fact, even a friend of his, who was a fellow doctor, a friend of his said that maybe he was having some senility, like really took him apart, right? And I watched an interview, I read an interview with this doctor one day, his friend, and the interviewer said to the doctor, well, I've never really liked fruits or vegetables. Do I have to eat them? And the doctor said, no, I hate them too. There's nothing that you need from a fruit or vegetable that you can't get out of a bottle these days. I could not believe it. I mean, the guy should have his medical license taken away. There's no question about that. But so that's the first issue is I'm not saying there's no purpose in supplements. I'm saying that right now supplements are so prolific because marketing is good, not because they're necessary. It's a really important, like I would say that, you know, probably less than 0.1% of the supplements people consume are actually nutritionally required by people. What supplements do is they create very expensive urine, you know, and they stress out your liver and they mess up our oceans because our oceans end up full of all these supplements because it ends up as waste products. So let's talk about the WildFit position. It works like this. Step one, have as healthy as possible a diet as you can in the first place. That's step number one. Most people do not think about step number one. They go to the store and get a bottle full of supplements, right? No. Step one is do what you've done for the last 90 days and look how you feel, right? Step one. Step two, and this is important. If having followed step one, you are deficient in some way, if there's some nutrition, if there's some nutrient that you're missing, then you seek out a whole food source for that nutrient. So if you discover, for example, that you're low on calcium, what you do is you go out and you say, well, I need to increase my intake of green leafy vegetables so I can, and broccoli and calcium rich foods, maybe sardines and things like that. If somebody says, oh, you're low on vitamin D, you don't take a vitamin D pill, you go outside and get some sunlight and then your body makes vitamin D. So we look for a real life way to meet that nutritional requirement the way our ancestors would have met them. Now, having followed step two, if at the end of step two, we are still measurably deficient in something, then we seek out the best possible supplementation we can get. But here's the kicker. Most supplements are not sold based on measured nutritional deficiency. They're sold based on marketing hype and fear. And that's just the way that is. Like, I'll never forget the health visitor, and you've probably heard this story, but the health visitor coming to my house when my first baby was born and looking at the baby and saying, I'm afraid your baby has an iron deficiency. And I was like, holy cow, somebody with a clipboard and a name badge has just said that my baby has an iron deficiency. I'm a new parent. That made me quite nervous. But then I remembered who I was. I remembered my certainty about things. And I turned to her and I said, okay, I appreciate your concern. What has created that concern for you? What evidence do you have? What symptomology are you talking about? Have you done a test? Is there something this what's wrong? And she goes, oh no, there's nothing wrong. I'm not exaggerating, Risha. She literally said, in fact, he's the healthiest baby I've ever seen. And I was like, so why are you telling me that you think he has an iron deficiency? And she goes, well, because the book says that based on what you're feeding him, he might have an iron. Oh my God. And so that's why step 3 is if you have a measured, testable, proven deficiency, then you seek out supplementation.